About 10 years ago, the most popular urban radio show manifested in the culture. A well-known New York DJ, a groundbreaking female personality, and a popular but controversial critic of the culture made up a trio we now know as The Breakfast Club. The success has been great as of late, but the beginnings were tough. The Breakfast Club would often get beat in the morning ratings by rival New York City station Hot 97. The Breakfast Club not only struggled to get the masses behind them, but they often even struggled to get the support of their own station, Power 105. But that all changed one infamous morning that will surely be noted in any documentary ever made on The Breakfast Club, when rapper, singer, entertainer, and songwriter Ray J called up to the show to air out fellow rapper Fabulous live on the air.
What the hell went on?
Are we live?
No. Yes.
We live.
Yes.
When you want to disrespect me and the money team, and we got 7 Rolls Royces outside, and we just made 350 racks on don't disrespect me. I'm going to smack you up again, fool.
From there, the station gained some traction. Popular figures started to realize that this was the place to be, the place to do an interview and tell their story, promote whatever they had going at the time. It wasn't too long before legends started to appear on the program, acknowledging that the station's growing power had become a staple in the culture. Before long, the station had even become a place in which presidential candidates checked in. What up? It's yours truly. I'm the one and only. I go by the name of Mr. TALIAFERRO. Yeah, just this radio station that at one point in time was considered quote unquote small, too urban, somehow, some ways, continues to find themselves in the conversation of most popular national programs, characterized by their strong online presence, also viewed in over 100 different markets around the world. But is The Breakfast Club, as popular as they've been, nearing its end as the show's most important media personality's contract is nearing its end? The story of Charlamagne the God potentially leaving The Breakfast Club in December has now been featured. There have been so many iconic moments within our culture that happened right there at The Breakfast Club. From Birdman's infamous "Put Some Respect on My Name" rant, to Soulja Boy questioning who had the biggest comeback of 2019, to Hillary Clinton's hot sauce in her purse joke, to Monique's passionate speech about Netflix treatment of black people. So many great go-to moments happened with this one Iheart media platform. In a lot of ways, The Breakfast Club has kind of become a journal for the culture. But the question is, how did they do it? Moncks Corner, South Carolina's own Lenar McKelvey has become the A-Mike for The Breakfast Club. His opinions, honesty, and popular Donkey of the Day segment have truly captivated a following. Love or hate him, you still listen to what he has to say. His ascension into celebrity has driven The Breakfast Club to new heights year in and year out. But with all the success, there seems to be chemistry issues between two of the program's personalities. Envy has become stuck in between what used to be a hilarious dynamic between Angela Yee and Charlamagne. They used to joke about Charlamagne's face discoloration or Angela Yee's boyfriend situation, but then the jokes just stopped. And that turned into awkward moments during interviews, and the fans began to pick up and realize that the issues were present. The relationship publicly reached a tipping point in 2019 when Charlamagne opted to do an interview with Gucci Mane. A 2019 Breakfast Club segment that happened a day that Charlamagne was not present ended up with DJ Envy and Angela Yee discussing Gucci in great detail on the program. Gucci didn't like how the segment played out, so he ended up actually booking a separate interview with just Charlamagne. And in the interview, Gucci actually dissed Charlamagne's co-host, DJ Envy and Angela Yee.
People gonna see this and be like, he must be banned, because why they not in the
Man,
why they not in the studio? But for the record, he's not banned. I don't even know where that came from.
It came from that punk ass bitch, man. And DJ Envy, he's a pussy too.
Envy did it too?
Envy's pussy, man. Pussy. He was scared, wasn't even scared to come. You know he's scared. Where he at?
I didn't know he was supposed to be here.
He wasn't gonna come. He wasn't gonna come because the day they did that People's Court thing and you wasn't there, he was there. Him and the girl, whatever. So he ain't had the nuts to come after he did that. I knew it. I was gonna confront him too. I was gonna say, hey man, you know, you got something to say to me? I just want to see what he was gonna say. Cause he seemed like he had something he wanted to say to me.
I don't think it's an issue.
So I'm gonna give him his, I'm gonna give him his face to face because I ain't know me and him had no issue. But I do got an issue with him too. I got an issue with him now. I'm gonna step to him, not saying him. Just like he stepped to them people were talking about his wife when they came up there. He confronted them. So I'm gonna confront him about what him and Angela did. And if he come at me wrong, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. But it's just on him. It ain't gonna be his first time getting slapped.
From there, the tension between Angela Yee and Charlamagne became much more public.
Unsaid beef between you all because he did conduct the interview with Gucci. Is that true? Any truth to that?
Would you do that? If it was you and Quicksilver, you guys, would you do that?
There would be a discussion first. Was there even a discussion?
No, but I knew he was doing the interview. I just think that in general, if you work with somebody and someone's saying things like
negative things,
nasty, like things you can't even say on the radio in a really derogatory way, whether or not you work with that person, you know, talking about a woman in that way, because I have never called anybody out of their name.
Yeah.
I think that's the real issue. Like, you can't just sit there and laugh when something like that happens.
Got you. So
I would hope that even up here for you guys, if somebody was like, oh, she's a B,
right.
she tried to S my, you know, all of that, you would be like, yo, chill. Like,
it was really aggressive.
Don't talk about a woman like that.
Gotcha.
Even if he was talking about L'Oreal, I would hope that even though they don't work together, you would be like, yo, chill.
Chill, like that ain't cool.
That's not respectful because it's not.
Since the corona outbreak, most radio stations have been forced to work from home, including the Breakfast Club. And I'll be the first to admit this to you. The interviews have been a lot better. The chemistry between Charlamagne and Angela Yee have been a lot better as of late. I'm not sure if someone forced them to sit down and talk it out. Maybe they opted to get on the same page, but I am so happy to see those awkward moments in interviews go away, and it seems like Charlamagne and Angela Yee are back comfortable joking around with each other and just having fun doing their job again like it used to be. So if the work issues are fixed, now the question remains, will Iheart Media value what Charlamagne deems he's worth during contract negotiations? In May of 2020, Charlamagne did a one-on-one interview with presidential candidate Joe Biden, which led to Joe even issuing a public apology over a controversial statement inside of this interview. In July, The Vulture announced that Charlamagne the God would be getting his own weekly talk show on Comedy Central right around election season. In September, it was announced that Charlamagne would actually be linking with iHeartMedia for his own podcast network just months before his contract expires. The Black Effect Podcast Network's goal, according to Charlamagne, is to bring together the most influential voices in Black culture for stimulating conversations around social justice, pop culture, sports, mental health, news, comedy, and more. One would assume with Charlamagne agreeing to a new podcast partnership deal with iHeart, with his contract expiring this soon in December, I think it's safe to assume that Charlamagne will agree to some type of overall deal with iHeartMedia if he already hasn't done it behind the scenes. I think it's safe to assume that when also COVID has destroyed a lot of the financial market, which will leave a lot of companies uncertain about handing out long-term deals right now, I'm assuming that Charlamagne's gonna probably do a short-term deal until the market gets in a much better state. And that way, at that point, if he wants to take him and his podcast somewhere else to a bigger audio streaming platform, he will have the ability to do so and get a bigger payday. Personally, I look at it like this. Congratulations to the Breakfast Club on just being nominated and inducted into the National Radio Hall of Fame. That's a big deal. That also means we need them. They are doing for our culture. They are giving voices to people who would just not have the ability to reach certain audiences on their own until we're able to grow other platforms to the extent of what the Breakfast Club has been able to do. I think it would be tragic to lose them right now. So I don't think we will lose them. But it's Charlamagne's decision. Y'all let me know in the comment box below. Do you believe Charlamagne the God will stay with iHeartMedia, which essentially means he'll likely stay with Power 105's The Breakfast Club for the foreseeable future? I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. Obviously, stories like this are not made overnight, so your support is greatly appreciated. If you don't mind, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at itsmrtaliaferro, like and comment on this video and more, and also follow me on Instagram at itsmrtaliaferro for more updates, news, and all that great stuff from yours truly. I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support is what I don't take for granted. Salute. I'm out. It's my one life, and I give it everything I got. I am music. I am sports. I am the culture.